So in the second part of this video tutorial, I showed you about how to add one wheel and how complex that is. Now think about 6 wheels. Luckily, Zacro, I'm not sure how to say it, comes to the rescue. It allows us to define macros. Okay, so here's part 3. It's a different file name. It's urdf.zacro or zacro. And here we can define some properties and some macros. So here we start by basically adding the measurements, wheel radius, wheel width, base, track, all of the measurements. And then we can do some calculations, right? So for example, for the front wheel, this is the middle wheel, this is the rear or back, left and right. So we can actually calculate values for the X position of the front, middle, and right wheels, and the Y positions of the left and the right wheels based on these parameters. Okay, so we know that the front wheel and the back wheel should be wheelbase apart from each other, but the middle one should be in between them. But because everything starts from the origin, which is the center of that chassis, so if you were to, I'm not sure, think of this highlighted line as the chassis. So the center, the origin is here in the middle, 0. So that's where the middle wheel will be. That's why it's 0, right? So it's going to be right in the middle of this highlighted line. And then the front will be, and the wheelbase should be from the front to the back. So the front will be positive wheelbase divided by 2. That brings us here. And the back one will be negative wheelbase divided by 2. It brings us to the back, right? Because the origin is in the middle. And the middle wheel is in the middle, okay? And you apply the same logic to left, right. So the track divides, it's a separation between the left and the right wheels, but the origin is in the middle of the chassis. So one wheel is track width divided by 2, and the other was negative track width divided by 2 from the origin, okay? If that doesn't make sense, try drawing it. I'm pretty sure it's going to make sense after you draw it. Anyway, so we define a bunch of parameters, Zacro properties, and then we define a template. So basically, we put all of these links and joins that we created previously, we put them in a template, and instead of hard coding the values, we use some variables. Okay, and we check like, oh, are we on the left or the right? That's this Y bigger than 0 will tell you whether it's the left or the right. And if it's the left, it's going to use a different one value. If it's the right, it's going to use another one. So I'm not going to go into the details, but I'm pretty sure if you study this code, given what I already explained here about the values and how the origin is usually at the center of the shapes, then you can probably figure out how this one macro, will be able to create 6 different wheels based on the parameters it gets. So the parameters will be the name of the wheel, who is the parent of the wheel, which is going to be the we're going to see that later. And then where is the wheel going to be located? And based on these values, X, Y, Z, is going to make some decisions as to where is the origin. So where is connected to. Okay, so that's the idea. You can study this code to see how it works. And the rest is the same. There's the base link, the armario, everything is the same, except at the end, this is how we create the 6 wheels. Okay, we technically use the macro. The macro expects these parameters, right? You can see that here. It expects name, parent, X, Y, Z. So we have 6 wheels, one front left, front right, middle left, middle right, rear left, rear right. They are all the children of the base link. And we use the X, F, Y, L. So this is front left, front right, middle left, right? And these variables, they all come from here, from these properties, right? And then we also define the wheel Z. Wheel Z is the height, which is 0. Yeah, don't worry about that. It's just because Don't you can read the code and you will figure it out. Don't worry about that. The most important is the X and the Y's. Okay, so like that, we have one macro based on the wheel that we created in the previous step. We just turn it into a macro that receives parameters, and and then we can call it 6 times with the correct parameters. Think of it like a programming, functions in programming, right? When you're going to repeat code over and over, you just turn it into a function and you pass it the parameters, and it will do the function will do the right thing. It's the same concept. Okay, enough talking. So let's run it. Let's run it. So there you go. You see, 6 wheels, one macro, 6 wheels. And when I check the joint state publisher, now we have access to 12 joints, right? So because remember, 6 wheels, but each wheel has a steering and a drive command. So again, I can steer the left wheel or turn it. This will be the left, right, and turn it, and also the middle and turn it. So they're all there, okay? And the same, you can look at the tree, and the same, you have all of the wheels there. So the horizontal arm, which is the parent of the vertical, which is the parent of the wheel, and they're all they all depend on the base link. Base link is the main, it's like the ancestor, the main ancestor. There you go. Easy peasy. So we're done with this lesson. Again, we're gonna take care of the sensors later, because right now we're gonna do control, and we're gonna drive this robot later at some in the next module. So for now, we just care about the wheels. We add the sensors much later. Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. And again, everything ROS2 and things like that, check the tutorials. The official tutorials are pretty good. You don't need me to teach you that.